Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing today? I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. This is Life Under Trump, part 142. Yes, Life Under Trump, part 142. That's what we at today. We got a lot to cover from Trump accepting a jet from I forgot how to say their name, from Saudi Arabia, Qatar. That's who he's accepting that jet from. It is illegal what he's doing. It's corrupt. The whole Trump's administration is a corrupt cabinet from RFK, from him with his sickness, swimming in bacterial water. I got something to show y'all about that. It's so much that we got to cover because the entire Trump's cabinet is corrupt. The cabinet is completely corrupt. We have seen that every day. There's something that's going on with Donald Trump's cabinet. We are living in times that is a filth with the Trump cabinet. Donald Trump is not a man of dignity. He is an amoral person. He's never been someone that we could be proud of. Most of the time, the American people want somebody that they can be proud of, but we can't hold our hands to our chest and be proud of Donald Trump. He is the worst of the worst. He's the scum of the earth. It's so much is happening in a lot of America, or the clear culture. They will not own up to what is happening. They'll try to tell us we're stupid. We don't know what we're talking about. But baby, MAGA, y'all are the dumbest of the dumbest with your rotten teeth and fat stomach. You got booty dudes, baby. But y'all, Donald Trump is so corrupt that he doesn't know anything because he wasn't schooled or educated on how to be the man of the Oval Office. So while he's over there in Saudi Arabia, he's saluting the soldiers. That's not what you do when you go to a foreign country and you're the man running the Oval Office in America. See, he doesn't know how to be that man. He is not the man. Donald Trump is a big fat pig in our Oval Office. He does not belong there. He displays daily that he doesn't know what he's doing. Donald Trump is a flop. He was a flop his first time. Donald Trump is a flop this time. How did y'all and why did y'all put this man in office? And he is embarrassing the American people. He's bringing white South Africans to our country and kicking out black and brown people. And he claims that the South Africans are being treated unfairly with racism. Baby, Donald Trump, you have displayed racism all your life. But before you got in the Oval Office, your first term, you was kissing the ass of black people. You want to be in their videos, TV shows, etc. And you shamed yourself on your own show. You will poop on yourself on your own show. You are embarrassment, Donald Trump. And you try to walk around like you something wearing a girdle. Oh, while you over there in Saudi Arabia right now, you got a girdle on. I can tell when you don't wear your girdle, and I can tell when you wear that girdle, Donald Trump. You have a girdle on with your pamper. I'm 51. I don't wear a girdle or a pamper. None of my waist small and my booty round. I don't have to wear no girdle, honey. I got a body of a young 20-something-year-old woman. Your wife made up funny, Donald Trump. Melania Trump, she has nothing back there. It's an ironing board. We're going to get started, y'all. I'm cleaning my screen off, okay? I love each and every last one of y'all. Give me a moment to clean the screen off, okay? Right now, we are being embarrassed by Donald Trump. While he's over there in Saudi Arabia, they tell him to go a certain direction. He go the opposite direction. And the man has to tell him, no, go that way. He is old and senile. Donald Trump doesn't have a brain to function. He was already cray-cray. Now he doesn't have the brain to function because he's senile. We're going to get started. How y'all doing today? Hit that like button as you coming into my live. Show me some respect. Stop being in them bushes, park a lot pimping, watching me. Hit that like button. If you want to donate to my channel, you can send me super chat, super stickers in my description. There's my Venmo as well. Also, my PayPal link is in my description as well. Hit that like button right now because I got a lot of good stuff for y'all today, honey. This corrupt White House, America, we're in danger. We are in danger. That jet has already been sent here, and Pissy Depends is over there in Saudi Arabia right now. So I'm going to show y'all something about Pam Bundy. Hold on. Just a moment. I love you. Just a moment, okay? Hold on. Pam Bundy, I understand why Donald Trump picked the people that he has in his cabinet, because they are corrupt just like him. He's only going to pick people that are like him, like-minded in an evil way. Like-minded, they are all racist, and they keep scandal in their life. One moment, people. So this is Attorney General Pam Bundy worked as a foreign lobbyist for Qatar. Yes, she did. See, Donald Trump put her in there to do his dirty work. She's corrupt like Donald Trump is corrupt. So Attorney General Pam Bundy worked as a foreign lobbyist for Qatar. She was paid $115 a month working for Qatar. She is now authorizing Trump's luxury jet gift from Qatar. Any gift that's very expensive, it has to be approved by Congress. But he goes over Congress, and this pale-faced, wrinkled woman, she approves it. But that's not how the stages that it's supposed to go through to get something approved. He just skips right over Congress and let her approve it. That's not how it goes, Dunny boy. She's a criminal just like Donald Trump. In the USA, we got people that are criminals running the country. Donald Trump, a man with 34 felonies. And Pam Bundy was a foreign lobbyist for Qatar. What do we expect from these people, y'all? You're not going to get the best. You won't. Those South Africans that they have bought over here yesterday, they're not the best of the people to bring. And I got proof to show you that. So this is the Consulting Service Agreement, Amendment 1, that Bundy signed. I hope you can see it, y'all. How can you let this woman be our Attorney General when she was a lobbyist for a foreign country, Qatar, Saudi Arabia? When I tell you Donald Trump's cabinet is so corrupted, it's beyond corrupted. It is in hell right now where Donald Trump belongs.
Hello, you a citizen, sir?
Watch this carefully, black and brown.
You don't answer any questions? What is that? My Fifth Amendment. I just go by the law, sir. That's fine. Is this your vehicle, sir? I'd rather not answer no questions. Okay. Would you mind if I take a look in your truck at all? I prefer not to. Okay. I do have my firearm in the bag, but that's it. Okay. Is it yours or is it stolen? Registered to me. You know what? That's fine. I mean, you don't have to answer all my questions. Yes, sir. I'm gonna run a dog just to run a vehicle right over here. You can run it down here. I'd rather not go to secondary either. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not doing anything bad. I mean, no, you're not. I'm gonna have you pull. I am good here, sir. I am not committing no crime. So you are blocking. You are. You are. Who's driving the vehicle? I am. Okay. So who's impeding traffic? You're stopping me. You're the one that's talking to me. If I go up my way, I'm not gonna impede no traffic. Am I right? But you're being seized. You're not seized for what reason? I haven't committed no crime. You're seized. Not really. Only if there's probable cause. This is an immigration checkpoint. You gotta learn your rights, and you're about to learn your rights. But the supervisor is gonna come. Sir, how are you doing today? Hello, you a citizen, sir?
See, this is the thing. This is how they do black and brown people. They want to treat you like you have no rights, but you're bringing white South Africans over here. See, he was at a checkpoint and he knew his rights. And what the white man don't like is a black or brown person out-knowledging them. This young man out-knowledged this white police officer at a stopping point. And then he's going to tell him, you blocking traffic. You stopped me. So, of course, I'm blocking traffic because you stopped me, officer. They treat black and brown people like we don't have any sense, but the black people have went and got their education, and we know what time it is. Right now in America, black and brown people are in danger. So right now, Chuck Schumer, he holds up the DOJ nomination, admin Qatar plane scandal. Hold on one moment, please. So Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democratic leader of New York, says that he will put a hold on moving forward any of Trump's Department of Justice nominees until he receives more answers about Qatar's potential gift of an airplane to Trump, reports this. The Washington Post reports this. But the plane is already here. So, Chuck, I don't trust you. There's nothing I like at Chuck. I used to like Chuck Schumer. I no longer like Chuck Schumer. Schumer, speaking on the Senate floor, said the possible donation of the luxury jet is so corrupt that even Putin would give a double take. Referring to Russian President Vladimir Putin, yeah, he's corrupt too. This is not just naked corruption, Schumer said. It is also a grave national security threat. Donald Trump did not have that jet check for security points. He didn't. He's not bright enough. He doesn't know how to be the man in the Oval Office. And as you see, I would never call that man president. Not someone running around wearing a girdle and a depends. There's no way that's going to come from my lips. You'll hear me say President Joe Biden. You'll hear me say the great President Barack Obama. Yeah. The one Donald Trump hates the most is Barack Obama. You would could never be fine as Barack Obama. Sit your whack ass down, Trump. So anyway, this is what our new Pope, Leo, has to say. He says, to be woke is not a threat. It is a calling. He says to be woke is not a threat. It is a calling. Yes, our mixed race, brown and black Pope Leo said, it is to be woke is not a threat. It is a calling. Y'all remember that. It is a calling. So when they try to say you woke, you know how black people, we always used to use that woke. Now, the clear people run around saying woke. Can we have something without y'all stealing it? Get your own culture. You steal from the brown culture. You steal from the black culture. Get your own culture. You have none. So this is a Trump cabinet full of big dummies. Hold on.
Yes, news right now, RFK Jr., the Secretary of Health and Human Services, posted an image of him and his family swimming in Rock Creek Park. The only problem is Rock Creek Park, according to the National Park Service, you cannot swim there because of the high amounts of bacteria in the water. It is literally dangerous to swim there. This is the image of RFK Jr. swimming with, I don't know if that's a niece or a cousin or someone in his family. But if you go on Rock Creek Park's website where RFK Jr. was swimming, it says stay safe while enjoying Rock Creek Park. Swimming and wading are not allowed due to high bacteria levels. Stay out of the water to protect stream banks, plants, and animals, and to keep you and your family, including pets, safe from illness. Rock Creek has high levels of bacteria and other infectious pathogens that make swimming, wading, and other contact with the water a hazard to human and pet health. RFK Jr. should not have been swimming shirtless in Rock Creek Park this past weekend. And despite that, he is our Health and Human Services Secretary. Spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, link to my bio, so subscribe for free and follow along for all the news that you need to know about. More to come soon. We have some news right now. RFK Jr.
Fair use, educational purpose. Thank you, Aaron Partners. Be sure to subscribe to his channel and follow him on Instagram and TikTok. Apparently, Robert has pathogens in his throat because every time he talks, I can't listen to that man. I want to puke. He makes me itch when he talks. RFK, go away. RFK, please go away. Nobody wanted you. You think we want to listen to you when you sound like bacteria has grown in your throat and right now you got a yeast infection in your throat? No, thank you. He's nasty. So that's why he doesn't mind getting out there with all that bacteria. He's bacteria. But anyway, America is fighting back right now. This union, they're fighting back against Trump and his goonies. You see they're arresting black people, all right? Hit the like button. This is happening in America. Fight back, America. This is your country. This is not Donald Trump's country. This is America's country. It does not belong to MAGA. It belongs to all of us. This is the American people country. This country don't just belong to MAGA maggots. It does not belong to Donald J. Trump. He's just somebody that's corrupted sitting in the Oval Office. One moment, y'all. Let me turn my do not disturb sign on. I apologize. I forgot to turn it on. Just a moment because I keep getting pop-ups. One moment, okay? I'm back. Sorry about that. But I had to turn my do not disturb sign on because I keep getting pop-ups and sometimes it interrupts my lives and it makes my live start acting up. So we're going to continue with this right here. Someone put up a billboard and it says Donald Trump is a dictator. And what I'm doing right now, I'm loving it. Hold on. I'm going to show you. Y'all see that? This is in Miami, Florida. He is a dictator. This is what MAGA voted for. MAGA don't want to admit it, but that's what they voted for. This is by Occupy Florida. They need to be up everywhere because this is where we at, America. And all we can do is think the dumb black people that voted for Donald Trump, they think they're intelligent. Apparently you're not. A lot of y'all want to go against the brown people, which is sickening because they was here, the Europeans got here. Also, the clear people, they're racist. So that's why they voted for Donald Trump. Don't listen to that eggs mess. Don't nobody give it because right now they ain't giving a DAM in about the price of anything. You know they can't possibly because they up there donate to a woman they call a little young black 5-year-old kid a ninja. So they have donated what $800,000. Those are the people that voted for Donald Trump. Yeah, those people. This lady right here, she's a problem. Everybody that voted for Donald Trump, this is what you do because you're a racist. And stop saying you're not. Yes, I'm insulting you because you are racist. And it's not an insult when it's the truth. She's a racist.
Exactly why I say MAGA is the Confederacy reincarnated. By now, we've all met this woman. She is the woman who used the N-word at a park to a 5-year-old child.
Hey, everybody in my chat, hit that like button. Thank you.
The 5-year-old stole stuff out of her baby's diaper bag. And because of that, she is now playing the victim, using her white
That's what white women do
to raise money. As a former Trump supporter myself, who also did 10 years in the Florida Department of Corrections and joined a white supremacist organization, I always tell people that the dogma of white supremacy, the politics of white supremacy, go hand in hand with the Republican ideology. In fact, when I joined this organization, it wasn't because I thought that I was explicitly racist or xenophobic or misogynistic or all the isms and phobias. The reason why I joined this organization, because I felt like I was the victim, that white people were under attack and that we needed to protect white people in general, but especially white women and white children. And if you look at the money that she raised, over $250,000, and you look at one of her top donors,
she has raised more than that now.
$1,488.
So MAGA claim to be broke. Don't listen to them.
The 14 represents
it was never about the price of eggs.
Who do not know what it is. We must secure the existence of our race and a future for white children. But what many people don't know is what comes after that. There's a response, and the response is why. And typically when the leader says the 14 words, the rest of the people in the organization will say that the beauty of the Aryan woman shall never perish from the face of the earth. And
she's not beautiful.
There's also a significance in the 88. The 8 being the 8th letter of the alphabet twice, which is the letter H, which signifies Hell, the mustache man from Germany. But the other part to that many people don't talk about is the 88 precepts of white supremacy. And if you go read these precepts and then compare it to the policies of MAGA and Trump, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And also the biggest reason why Trump wants to give a $5,000 bonus for having babies. This is exactly why I say MAGA is the Confederacy reincarnated. By now, we've all met this woman. She is the woman who used the...
And y'all wonder why we have a hard time trusting you? Really? Really?
We have some breaking news right now. According to Reuters, the Trump administration has told the FBI to deprioritize investigating white-collar crime and instead to focus at least 1/3 of its efforts on focusing on immigration enforcement activities. Reuters is reporting that at least until the end of 2025, the remainder of this year, white-collar crime investigations will be deprioritized to allow for more mass deportation efforts. In essence, as many critics have pointed out, this is the administration focusing less on holding wealthy and powerful people accountable and more on focusing on immigration enforcement, including of those who have never committed a crime before. Now, it's unclear exactly how many FBI field offices received this order from the Trump administration, but several have, according to Reuters reporting. So expect less white-collar prosecutions, more immigration enforcement activities over the next several months and potentially next several years. As always, spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown of this on my Substack, link to my bio, so subscribe for free and follow along for all the news you need to know about. We have some breaking news right now. According to Reuters, the Trump administration...
Fair use educational purposes. Everything I show you today is fair use in educational purposes. Be sure to subscribe to Aaron's YouTube. Aaron Partners. He is the one that Donald Trump and them are attacking right now. Pam Bundy is attacking him right now. They go after small news people, but they're the ones corrupted. You can't make this shit up.
Has said that the idea of arresting members of Congress is on the table here. As a member of Congress, what's your reaction to that? Are people talking about it in the cloakrooms?
Well, I mean, this all just happened over the weekend, so we go back into session tomorrow. But
Okay.
what I will tell you is that we are standing 10 toes down for our members. Listen, we have jobs, and unlike some other people, say the big guy in the White House who has spent 25% of his time golfing, we actually care about our jobs, and we are trying to serve the American people, and we have a duty of oversight over these agencies. And knowing that they are literally just kidnapping people off of the streets, and we don't know what types of conditions they are putting them in. I think that I actually want to applaud my fellow members of Congress who don't take their jobs lightly, but instead take them very seriously, especially in this moment.
You were on. The White House has said that the idea of arresting
Jasmine Crockett is one of the best representatives we can have. She's honest and she's fighting for the American people. We don't have that coming from the MAGA Republican Party. They could give a damn about us. They're fattening their pockets, sitting back, eating good. They ain't worried about anything. Thank you, King LaSwan. Also, Alan, I agree with you. Gas is not cheap. And you say you live in a state where gas is the cheapest, but it's not even what Donald Trump said, $2 and something. Honey, we all knew he was lying because premium gas right now is nowhere near cheap. And I have to put premium gas in my vehicle. Donald Trump ain't doing it but playing the American people's face. Middle finger in the air. So the white South Africans, I'm going to show you something about that, how Donald Trump is bringing in the white South Africans, but kicking out black and brown people. That's what's going on in America today.
Have rejected Trump's offer and have said they do not want to move.
We have to state categorically.
And some white South Africans don't even want to come here and be under him. I don't blame them.
We're not going to ask our children now to move to another country. The fact is, our ancestors worked hard to make sure that we as a people are formed down.
Hit the like button, please. Thank you.
We're not going to disrespect that. We also have the interests of future generations in mind. We also have to make sure that our culture is transferred to future generations.
We might disagree with the ANC, but we love the country. As in any community, there are individuals who wish to immigrate. But the repatriation of Afrikaners as refugees is not a solution for us. We want to build a future in South Africa.
Have rejected Trump's offer and have said they do not want to move.
We have to stay categoric.
The truth is, I'm going to state the truth. And, you know, MAGA going to get mad, but I don't care because I speak my mind on my channel. The truth is, they're on stolen land, just as we are on stolen land. Some of our people were already here, but we Americans, the Europeans, you're on stolen land. Over in South Africa, they are on stolen land. And a lot of them understand it, and they're not wanting to come here and live life under Trump. Today is life under Trump, and it's bad. This is Trump, the buffoon that wears a Depends in a girl's girdle. This is what you got to look forward to today. Hold on. Wait a minute. Just a moment. The embarrassment that he is to our country. Look at this buffoon. He doesn't even know the rules to be the man in the Oval Office. Look at that hair. Just look at him. He's an embarrassment to us. He shames us everywhere he goes. And I'm going to tell y'all, when he play golf, he doesn't wear his girdle. But look at him now. You could tell he got that girdle in because he snatched like a 200-pound white woman. This is what America has become, an embarrassment. No one respects America anymore. No one respects America anymore, and that's shameful.
South African farmer bullshit, which is the most blatantly obvious racist shit ever. It is blatantly obvious the way that we treat white South Africans, who, by the way, for the most part, and I am generalizing here, some of the wealthiest people are well-to-do people in the country. They speak their language. They own most of the land and the property. And somehow they're being granted a fast track to become Americans while they're trying to cut down on immigration from other countries. You know what you get?
Donald Trump is a racist.
From the brown people. On March 7th, Trump took to Truth Social to announce he is offering white South African farmers, quote, a rapid pathway to U.S.
They got here
yesterday.
yesterday.
South Africa's new land reform push signed into law last year, which lets the government take land without compensation if the property is not being used and there's no intention to either develop or make money from it. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you some context here. They're not just taking land away from white South African farmers. White South Africans, about 9% of the
it doesn't belong to them in Africa. It belongs to black people, the Africans, the true Africans. Land.
Okay? Today, black South Africans make up more than 90% of the population, and they
it's their land.
About 4% of all
and they deserve it back.
Land. So what they're trying to do is say, hey, we need to fix an historical injustice and figure out if you're not using that land,
give it back to the rightful owners.
We need to have some of that land, not taking all of your entire farm. That's not what's happening. And we need to what? There needs to be equity. And now people are crying because the playing field is being leveled.
White people can't handle getting treated like black people.
This South African farmer bullshit, which is the most.
White people can't handle when you treat them like black people. Why you can't handle the mistreatment? That's not your land. You stole that land over there in South Africa. All y'all ever been taught was to take from other people. Everybody you take from. Get your own culture, please. Donnie Boy, he's not a man of dignity. He's an amoral person. Trump is an immoral man.
Asked for anything in exchange for that $400 million luxury jumbo jet, and how can the American people be so sure that they will not in the future?
I could be a stupid person and
say,
no, we don't want a free plane. We give free planes.
It's not free, y'all. Nothing in life is free.
So I think it's a great gesture from Qatar.
And it's not a gesture.
I appreciate it very much. I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer.
Of course not. He's selling the presidency.
A stupid person say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane. But I thought it was a great gesture.
I noticed a large travel case on the mantelpiece.
It's a difference between these two presidents.
On one side, there was a large desert scene on a marble base.
Obama turned down the gifts,
as well as a glass clock powered by changes in temperature. On the other side, set in a velvet case, was a necklace half the length of a bicycle chain, encrusted with what appeared to be hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of rubies and diamonds, along with a matching ring and earrings. I looked up at Ben and Dennis. A little something for the missus, Dennis said. He explained that others in the delegation had found cases with expensive watches waiting for them in their rooms. Apparently nobody told the Saudis about our prohibition on gifts. I wondered how many times gifts like this had been discreetly left for other leaders during official visits to the kingdom. Leaders whose countries didn't have rules against taking gifts, or at least not ones that were enforced.
Has Qatar asked for anything in exchange for that $400
listen to this buffoon. He's a crook.
Jumbo jet, and how can the American people
wearing a girl under the depends?
I could be a stupid person and say, "Oh no, we don't want a free plane. We give free things out. We'll take one too." So I think it's a great gesture.
He's corrupt. How many more times do I have to tell you, MAGA? Your leader, your savior is corrupt. You are corrupt. Anybody that voted for Donald Trump, I don't care if I know you. You are corrupt, but you tell yourself you're not. You are, and I'm telling you, you are. So we're going to show a little bit more of Jasmine Crockett. From Black Enterprise, this is what they say. And I'm going to read it to you. Hit that like button. Stop playing in my face. Hit the like button. So Representative Jasmine Crockett says Trump is terrified of smart Black women after his low IQ jab. So, you know.
I can't name one Democrat. I mean, I look at the Democrats; they're in total.
He's threatened by Black
they have
women.
A new person named Crockett. I watched her.
You owe us reparations,
she's
buffoon.
Definitely a low IQ person, and they said she's the future of the party. I said I can't name one Democrat. I mean,
all right, Danny boy. So this is what Jasmine Crockett has to say to this buffoon. So our girl, the great Jasmine Crockett, says. She says, for you to be in charge of a whole country, you sure have my name in your mouth a lot. Every time you say my name, you're reminding the world that you're terrified of smart, bold Black women. Telling the truth and holding you accountable. That's what he's afraid of. Donald Trump doesn't like when anybody holds him accountable. Dare be a Black woman. Donald Trump, every Black woman you slept with in the past, you owe her reparations. Because she had to lay up with a monster, somebody as ugly and unattractive as you are. You owe every Black woman you ever laid up with money. Reparations, you piece of trash. I dare you say Jasmine Crockett has a low IQ when you don't even have the education that she has. You can't sit with her, you dumb MF. I will resume.
Unwritten truths, the war on melanin. They didn't just create race, they invented color to divide and conquer. When they reached Africa, they discovered the truth. Melanin isn't just skin, it's genetic power, power that could change them, and that terrified them. So they built a system to eliminate it. They saw Africa has everything, gold, oil, water, land, so they keep it poor while they take it all. Africa is the only continent that crosses both hemispheres. It's the center of the earth and the origin of humanity. That's why billionaires run experiments there. Why African DNA is under attack. Why melanated people are targets worldwide. Because they know if melanin rises, the system dies. Follow at Black Knowledge Network. Our app is dropping soon. Don't miss what they're trying to hide. The Unwritten Truth series is not meant to be taken as 100% factual history. Our goal is to spark thought, ignite curiosity, and push you to do your own research. We're here to challenge narratives, not rewrite textbooks. This is Unwritten Truths, the war on melanin.
The white man has always been threatened by Black people. They threaten of our knowledge. They threaten of what we are in pure form. We have melanin, strong melanin. It's so strong that they use it in computers. But they're not taking it from the white race, the clear people. They're taking it from Black people. They have always been jealous. They're not going to own that they're jealous of black people. They always have been. You take a 51-year-old white woman with no Botox and fillers and put her beside me. She could never be. I have no fillers. I have no Botox. And I can compete with a 20-some-year-old. I got the body of a 20-some-year-old. I got the looks of a 20-something-year-old. No Botox, just a black woman. That's me.
We are not pan-Africanizing the reparation struggle. So you find African Americans are fighting for reparations on their own. Africans in Europe are fighting for reparations on their own. Africans in South America are fighting for reparations on their own, and Africans in the continent are fighting for it on their own. And we are facing the same white supremacy. Why don't we
King Alan,
unite
thank you,
as a
baby.
global African race and fight for reparations from a united front? Therefore, if one of
Lee,
us
I'm not
gets
salty,
shortchanged,
baby. I'm a beautiful black woman. You wrinkled up. Go away.
By white people in America, we have their backs. We as Africans,
You're
say,
a prune while I'm a beautiful
if you guys are
statue.
not giving
Thank you, King
African
LaSwan.
Americans exactly what they want, no gold for you, no cocoa for you, no coltan for you. That's the brotherly love that I need us to have as a global African race. We are stronger together. We are more, and we will get far together if we fight for reparations from a pan-African standpoint. We need to be united in this. That's how the reparation struggle can be very powerful, and that's how we will intensify the struggle, and that's how we will get exactly what we are owed. We are not pan-African.
Black people, we are owed a lot. America don't want to give it to us, but you got to get it in different forms. I already told you about that. You got to get it in different forms. For example, 2 white men with KKK uniforms on went in a black neighborhood here in Atlanta, Georgia, and they showed you who they are. You think you bold enough to go with your white KKK suits on into a black neighborhood in Atlanta, Georgia? Have you lost your MF motherfucking mind, you damn pale-faced motherfuckers? Have you lost your mind to think you can walk around in your KKK suit in a black neighborhood in Atlanta, Georgia? They showed you who we are. Try it again. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. This message is for you, Trump.
Why is it that white folks support anti-blackness, racism, and white supremacist culture in so many goddamn fucking ways? Why is it that we support it through our silence, our defensiveness, our denial, that code of silence? Let's not talk about it. Let's ignore it. All that fucking gymnastics, that defensiveness, the fucking anger, passive aggressiveness, the stereotyping, the overt, covert racist, all the shit that we do, the gaslighting, all that fucking shit that we do as white people. Why can't we just leave black people the fuck alone? Why? Because we were taught that shit. It's our culture. White supremacist culture is American culture. It's European culture. We see ourselves as overseers. We ourselves as entitled to control and judge black people. White Americans wanted, back in the day, we demanded black people be segregated, right? So we segregated black people said, okay, great. We're going to make our own shit. They started doing great. What did we do? We fucking burned their communities down to the ground. And you're going to sit in your fucking silence? You ought to be ashamed of yourself for not giving a fuck. Every single one of you that can't talk about it, that spews fucking racist narratives, stereotypes, denial, gaslight. That's not their reality. Telling black people what the fuck they should think, feel, do, be. Fuck you. Do better. Reject your fucking training, your indoctrination. Question your own goddamn morality racially for once in your fucking life. I'm tired
Baby, Black America, we're tired. We're tired how you treat us Black and brown people. We know who we are. You tried to brainwash us to not be great. But we went and got educations, and Black women are the most educated in this country. And Donald Trump can't stand it. So he hates the like of Jasmine Crockett. Bundy hates the likes of Jasmine Crockett. Yes, you hate us. And we know you hate us. So that's why we became educated. Because we know that white people can't stand the sight of educated Black people. Say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. I will resume.
Call it for what it is. This is a white nationalist agenda. Of course, it's not reducible to that. There are other things because it's greed, selfishness, and hatred. That's the toxic combination that threatens the republic in this moment. But here, these things, this thing, remember we started with disparate impact liability, gone. Digital Equity Act wants to undermine, just woke handout based on race. Not true. Firing of Librarian of Congress. Why? She's a woman and she's Black. You got to call it for what it is. This is a white nationalist agenda. Of course, it's not reducible to that. There are other things because it's greed, selfishness, and hatred. That's the toxic combination that threatens the republic in this moment. But here, these things, this thing, remember we started with disparate impact liability, gone. Digital Equity Act wants to undermine, just woke handout based on race. Not true. Firing of Librarian of Congress. Why? She's a woman and she's Black. You got to call it for what it is. This is a white nationalist agenda. Of course, it's not.
Donald Trump is a white nationalist agenda. That Oval Office is full of white nationalists. His cabinet full of white nationalists. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Donald Trump is bringing over white South Africans while having Black and brown people arrested. Put in ICE. ICE is only targeting Black and brown people. Prove me wrong. You can't.
Okay, so right now, today, the Trump administration is welcoming 49 white South Africans to the United States. Now, these white South Africans will be granted refugee status and a potential pathway to citizenship. Now, keep in mind that this is all taking place within the United States under a Trump administration that has completely dismantled this country's asylum-seeking process. Now, keep in mind that just a couple of days ago, last week, the Trump administration asked the Supreme Court to rescind the legal status of 500,000 immigrants. Now, where are these immigrants from? Who are they? Venezuelans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Cubans. So mostly Black and brown people. And so as he's opening the door to white South Africans, claiming that many of these white South Africans are being persecuted and racially discriminated against, he's closing the door to hundreds and thousands of Black and brown immigrants. When Donald Trump said a couple of months ago, closing his campaign by saying that migrants poison the blood of this country, he of course is specifically talking about Black and brown migrants. And I'll let you draw your own conclusions here. This may be deeper. Donald Trump is someone that has often been obsessed with genetics. The New York Times has reported on this. By 1988, Donald Trump was telling Oprah Winfrey that he believed that only great genes could lead to great
He doesn't
fortunes.
come from great genes. His family was corrupted.
He was telling Larry King about the racehorse theory, which is this belief that there are certain genes that are superior to others. He's brought up this racehorse theory many, many times before. A couple years later, after 2007, Donald Trump called himself a gene believer, whatever that means. In 2000, as Donald Trump was still campaigning, he told a large crowd of mostly white people in Minnesota, he looked at them and said, "You have great genes." And he once again brought this idea,
you can't even sit in the sun long.
Theory. And so again, it's important to understand who they're opening the doors to and how they're closing the doors to certain people. And it always is a lot deeper than we believe it is. Okay, so
she spit straight facts, but the point is, Donald Trump, you lie. You nothing but a lie, and the truth ain't in you because you don't have good genes. You can look at you and see how ugly you are. You do not have great genes. You have taken in, he hasn't taken a good look in the mirror. Nothing about you is attractive. Your IQ is low. You sit and talk about highly educated people, but your IQ can't even compare to this. You're delusional, Donald Trump. You're delusional. You look in the mirror and tell yourself you look good, but you wear pissy pants and a girdle. The only time I notice you don't wear that girdle is when you playing golf because you want to be comfortable, but you still can't even play golf. Everybody at the golf course lie to you that you're doing good. And then you say, I want everything. They let you win because they only want something from you. You are easy to be flattered. You're a fool. You are nothing but a pig in a suit. Oh, also your children look like vampires. Your daughter is the only one that look like a vampire because she had surgery on her face. Willful and low IQ. Hold on. Willful and low IQ.
So, the Epstein files were stolen from Pam Bondi's desk by the deep state in an unlocked office with zero backups.
Willful and low IQ.
If this is true, it's not a scandal. It's an IQ test. And the results are not promising. Let's review Trump and Epstein, BFFs, flying buddies, Palm Beach party twins.
Listen to this queen. She spit knowledge.
Young. So if you're still pretending he's the hero in this story, that's not ignorance. That's willful amnesia.
And low IQ.
Now let's play Spot the Hypocrisy.
Listen
Pam's
to the
files
queen.
Vanish, deep state sabotage. Hunter charged and pardoned, Banana Republic. Trump caught with nuclear docs in his bathroom, presidential privilege. Biden self-reports, national threat. 26 accusations, witch hunt. 1 against Biden, end of democracy. Epstein evidence disappears. Oops. Hunter's laptop, national obsession. Guess who they still say is the threat? You can't pretend to care about protecting kids while worshiping the man who was best friends with a literal predator.
Amen.
Maybe the dog didn't eat your homework. Maybe you just never did it. So, the Epstein files.
That queen just spit so much knowledge. Donald Trump, you love calling people low IQ, but this beautiful queen. Do I need to play the video again? Because I will. I'm going to play it again.
So, the Epstein files were stolen from Pam Bondi's desk by the deep state.
They're all low IQ.
In an unlocked office with zero backups. I mean, if this is true, it's not a scandal. It's an IQ test. And the results are not promising. Let's review Trump and Epstein, BFFs, flying buddies, Palm Beach party twins. Trump literally said he likes them young. So if you're still pretending he's the hero in this story, that's not ignorance. That's willful amnesia. Now let's play Spot the Hypocrisy. Pam's files vanish, deep state sabotage. Hunter charged and pardoned, Banana Republic. Trump caught with nuclear docs in his bathroom, presidential privilege. Biden self-reports, national threat. 26 accusations, witch hunt. 1 against Biden, end of democracy. Epstein evidence disappears. Oops. Hunter's laptop, national obsession. Guess who they still say is the threat? You can't pretend to care about protecting kids while worshiping the man who was best friends with a literal predator. Maybe the dog didn't eat your homework. Maybe you just never did it. So, the Epstein files.
Maybe the dog didn't eat your homework, MAGA. Maybe you didn't do it because you're not intelligent enough to do your own homework. You do no research. You only listen to the paper-thin lips of Donald J. Trump. So what this young lady going to be talking about next? This is who the Republican Party is, and it's a damn shame.
This is a message for Kristi Noem. If you're not Kristi Noem, you can stick around. I would actually prefer if you did, so you can hear what
Hit that like button. Thank you.
Kristi Noem is currently in my hometown. She had a press conference scheduled, and there was a protest, like a counter protest to this event that she was having, right? Kristi Noem decided that what she was going to do was walk her happy little ass over to the neighborhood where one of my childhood friends got stabbed 2 years ago and use her murder to platform against illegal immigrants. Let's get a few things crystal fucking clear. Emma was an advocate for our community. She was somebody who loved everyone and truly worked to help everyone in our community. And using her name so that you can push an agenda
White
against
Republicans
illegal immigrants because
use you and then
the
discard
person
you.
that killed her happened to be illegal is actually fucking foul. That is the absolute last thing she would want her name on. And when you found out that her immediate family was at the protest, you shrugged and walked the fuck away. So when I see you, it's on goddamn sight. Hi, this is a message for Kristi Noem. If you're not
She said, when she see you, it's on sight. Another black slogan that other people take from our culture. It's on sight. Don't say nothing. You're going to get your ass whooped, Kristi. She said it's on sight. Let us see you put them hands to work. And don't tell your security to step back. Let us see who you really are. Because you swear you bad. You bragged about locking up the brown people. You swear you bad. Your own constituent, a white female, said it's on sight. What you gonna do? You scared. But you want to pretend you're a badass by showing how y'all mistreat our brown people, our beautiful brown people. You're whack. You're a whack bitch. That's what you are. So right now, I want to give a congratulations to Midas Touch Network on winning a Webby Award. I watch them faithfully every day. I learned so much from Ben. His family is a group of attorneys. They are amazing brothers. Hold on.
Oh my God. Okay, come here. Okay.
Y'all, let's celebrate Midas Touch Network on their win.
You all are winning a big award. How do you all feel being here at the Webbies tonight?
It's an incredible honor to be here celebrating the internet.
Donald Trump scared of being.
The Webbies have been around, and so if you go and look at the archive of what was happening in '98 and you compare it to now,
please go subscribe to Midas Touch Network. You would not regret it.
Small part of this incredible history, and we hope we're advancing things and moving things forward to the right.
You definitely are. Again, your network runs almost similarly to a 24-hour news station. I was watching a video a few weeks ago talking about your production cycles and how you have
their podcast has surpassed Rogan's podcast.
So well. Can we hear just a little bit about the process, just like, 1 or 2 seconds?
For sure. Well, we want to deconstruct the 24-hour news cycle, right? That's the old way of doing things. We're doing it the new way, the Webby way, the digital way, the future.
Again, digital is the future. Everybody's here celebrating the internet, but the internet also does have a crossover with television. Can we speak a little bit to, I guess, the importance of internet news versus TV news?
Look, people trust folks on the internet, and so if you can be a beacon of truth and honesty and actually bring facts and data and receipts to an audience that's so hungry for information, that level of authenticity will shine through.
Absolutely. Again,
let's congratulate in the chat Midas Touch Network. Y'all know I talk about them a lot. I show y'all research from their YouTube channel. These brothers, I'm telling you, I learned so much from Ben. I love watching this channel. He's an attorney. He is the best. He cares about the black and brown just as much as he cares about his own people. And that's why I am a faithful viewer of Midas Touch Network. Please subscribe to their channel, become a member. Check out their podcast. You would not regret it. They are the #1 podcast right now. And Donald Trump can't stand it. And Rogan can't stand it. But do we care? Hell no. Let's celebrate Midas Touch Network. Let's give them a round of applause, everybody. We love you, Ben. Keep doing great things. And congratulations on the Webby Award. I'm proud of them. I had to show y'all that. I am so proud of Midas Touch Network.
Poorest country in the world.
Africa.
What is the poorest country in the world? What is the poorest country in the world?
White people, Africa is a continent. It's not a country. It has several countries. This is what they want us to think of Africa is. It's not true. They're going to show you what Africa is. The true Africa. This is Africa. But the white man in the Oval Office wants you to believe Africa is a hellhole country, a trash place. Donald Trump is trash.
What is the poorest country in the world?
Africa. The white women don't even know that Africa is a continent.
The poorest country in the world.
Africa is a continent, ladies. That's not true. Because it was so poor, why they go take all the goods from Africa?
What is the poorest country?
And another thing, Egypt is in Africa. So white people, why do y'all want to try to fool people that y'all are Egyptian, that y'all come from Egypt? That's a lie. Egypt is in Africa. The sun continent, where people's skin can actually handle the hot, blazing sun. So like I told you, ICE is on attack, only attacking black and brown people. This is a black woman, a citizen of the United States, released from ICE. She was released from ICE today. I told y'all they're only targeting black and brown people. Your skin is your crime. You don't have to commit any crimes. Being black or brown make you a criminal, I guess. In the white man's eyes, your skin is your crime. Your melanin is pure and beautiful, and they hate you because of that. She didn't commit any crimes. She is a U.S. citizen. Donald Trump is the poison to this country. Donald Trump is targeting black and brown people while bringing white South Africans to this country. This is America under Trump.
Hitler ascended to the chancellorship. He didn't seize power. It was given to him.
This is what America is today.
A Christian electorate who declared him in 1933 to be a gift and miracle from God.
This is Donald Trump today.
And I remember quite well, when I was being trained as a minister, we were told never prepare a sermon without consulting the Dictionary of New Testament Theology, edited by Gerhard Kittel, a good German evangelical.
And Donald Trump has his own Bible now.
Nobody ever told me.
The devil is a liar.
Was Adolf Hitler's resident theologian that gave him the theological justification for genocide. Why didn't we ever know that one of the theologians we consulted most often justified genocide? Boy, that was an eye-opener. Adolf Hitler ascended to the chancellorship. He didn't seize power. It was given to him by a very Christian.
This is America today. Life under Donald Trump. He is the mustache man, and he loves it. He loves the hate that's in his heart for black and brown people. Donald J. Trump, you are a poison. You are and you will always be a poison to this country.
He helped invent the personal computer, your phone, your laptop, your whole digital life, all possible because of him. He holds
black people are intelligent.
For the IBM PC.
They are not low IQ.
Bill Gates, but you've probably never heard his name, and he was just as important. This is Dr. Mark Dean. In 1981,
let's give him his shine. He created it.
That changed the world. He was a black engineer, blazing trails in a tech world that refused to see him. He was a genius, and still, people acted like he didn't belong. They questioned if he really designed it. They left him out of headlines, out of textbooks, out of history. He was told, you're here because of diversity. He created the ISA bus, the thing that lets PCs talk to printers, monitors, modems, and drives. He helped make the first 1 gigahertz processor. But Silicon Valley never made him a household name. Why? Their system uplifts some and buries others.
They dare to let black people be great.
He chose to teach the next generation. Every computer, every processor, every device in your pocket has his fingerprints all over them. Say his name, share his story. Dr. Mark Dean helped build our future. Let's make sure history always remembers him.
Right now, MAGA, stop using your phone because it's created by a black man, black person, black woman. Stop using those computers because we created that. So if you're gonna hate my race, don't use SHIT that we created in the white man tuck. Fight the power that be. Right now, I'm gonna say this is fees in the temple, what I'm about to show you.
I'm paying attention to the buck shit that's going on in Florida right now. The governor stole $10 million of Medicaid money and gave it to
fees in the temple.
That's not all. That in and of itself, taking taxpayer dollars that are set aside by the government for Medicaid and then giving them away to another entity that is not doing its intended purpose is in of itself a crime. But that's not the whole thing. So
the Republican Party is corrupt.
$10 million of $67 million that's supposed to be for Medicaid for Floridians. Took $10 million, put it in his wife's nonprofit.
DeSantis is corrupt.
Nonprofit do? They took
he is a carbon copy of Donald J. Trump.
3 different political committees to fight Amendment 3, which was the marijuana legalization ballot initiative. A ballot initiative of the people, by the people, spent $10 million of taxpayer dollars that are supposed to be for health insurance. Health insurance, stole it, went through a C3, which is a public welfare charity, took that money, put it in political committees. And as someone, I know y'all probably don't get the gravity of that, but that is extremely illegal. As someone who does C3, C4 political action committee work, you cannot take C3 dollars and do political spending on them. And that's literally what they did with C3 taxpayer dollars. And the medical marijuana ballot initiative failed. We lost. And 10 million stolen taxpayer dollars went into us losing it. What?
As I stated, fees in the temple. The entire Republican Party is corrupted. DeSantis corrupted. Donald Trump corrupted. Bundy, you are corrupted. What about them Epstein files, girl? Donald Trump, boy, don't you hear me? You corrupted.
Need to have $30. I can have 3. They don't need to have 250 pencils.
Corrupted.
They can have 5.
Corruption at its best.
Parents gave us an exclusive look at the nursery, complete with a gold baby carriage.
From Barbara Walters.
You're basically saying there could be some supply shortages because of the tariffs.
Waste money on a trade deficit with.
But his son had a gold carriage. But your children don't deserve anything in the eyes of Donald Trump.
Okay, we are.
They don't need to have $30. They can have 3. They don't need to have 250 pencils. They can have 5.
Barron's famous parents gave us an exclusive look at the nursery, complete with a gold baby carriage.
From Barbara Walters.
You're basically saying there could be some supply shortages.
MAGA, you have been told by the likes of Donald J. Trump from his paper-thin lips that your children do not deserve Christmas, nor do they deserve pencils to take to school. While his son had a gold carriage, cradle. You gonna accept that? Of course, you would accept piss in your mouth from him. You would. You're dumb. So, Jared, his son-in-law, Danny boy, his son-in-law got $2 billion from Saudis. Ivanka got Chinese trademarks. Now a jet from Qatar. Y'all running a global yourself. That's crime mob. I can't agree with you, anonymous. It's not a yourself. It's crime mob. Death row up in the White House. That's what's going on. And MAGA is bowing down to it. They know no better. They're fools. Fools don't know better.
See,
Hold on.
Experts say it could lead to an economic upturn amid rising demand for electric vehicles in other African markets. Here's Ian Kinua with the details.
Tesla, you're done. Tesla is done.
Like many other African
China got a
countries,
better
it is a
electrical
major
car, and so
concern
does
for secondary
Africa.
units. But in recent weeks, vehicles of a different kind have been circulating in the capital
Elon
of
is
Ouagadougou.
done.
These are electric vehicles produced by local manufacturer Etoa. According to the firm, their model boasts impressive features with a range of 330 kilometers on a single charge that can be achieved in just 30 minutes. Despite combustion-powered vehicles dominating the market, many consumers are making the switch.
Vu les explications que j'ai eu à avoir sur la
One moment. This man is doing great things in Africa for Black people. The Africans are getting a better life. And the USA and France is mad. But he is a fighter and he must be protected. Africa deserves their own. That's their country. It belongs to them. Return to sender. The white man wants to control everybody else's countries. When Donald Trump can't even run America properly, he wants to try to run South Africa. They're not letting it happen. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Whoever sending a curse, I return the sender tenfold. So the Africans are fighting back. It's their country, their land. This land ain't even the Europeans' land. Get over yourself. Get over yourself, clear people.
Major breaking news right now. China and the United States have agreed on a 90-day tariffs pause, essentially.
He'll F that up. Donald Trump will F it up. Watch.
For a period of
he will F
months.
this up.
Major deal. China will slash tariffs from 125% to just 10% on American exports. The United States will slash tariffs from 145% to about 30%. Now, we're not out of the woods yet. It's just a 90-day temporary pause while the two sides negotiate a broader tariffs trade deal. And 30% is still not a small tariff. I mean, things will still go up in price, just not as much as before, because 145% was just completely
okay. China, they're outsmarting Donald Trump again. He had to walk it back because he sees that his plan is not working with China. China is intelligent, high IQ, while Donald Trump is low IQ. The man that made F's in the university that he attended, he didn't make good grades. In business school, he was a big dummy, as Fred Sanford would say. You're dumb. Low IQ, Donnie. Boy, you low IQ. You hear me, boy?
Breaking news right now, Twitch star Hassan Piker says that he was detained for several hours at the Chicago International Airport upon arrival back to the United States of America. Piker was on his live stream today when he said that he was led to a private room at the Chicago O'Hare Airport and was interviewed for nearly 2 hours about his political views. He is an American citizen, and despite that, he was detained by CBP officers. He said, quote, "The goal here is to put fear into people's hearts, to have a chilling effect on speech that, like the government, is unafraid of intimidating you." Piker was born in New Jersey. He was coming back from a trip to France. He was carrying his passport. Now, Tricia McLaughlin, the spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security, said, quote, "This is nothing but lying for likes." She went on to say, "Our officers are following the law, not agendas." Piker did describe the interaction with the officers as, quote, "cordial." He did say that this was not random or routine. You can read more about it online. Spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, link to my bio, so subscribe for free and follow along for all the news you need to know about. But it's clear that they could be coming after folks online next.
They're already going after Aaron Partners. That's him. Subscribe to his channel. I return to send a tenfold. I know a lot of y'all MAGA people look at this screen and call yourself cursing me. But I know God, and I'm a strong, powerful Black woman. You can't hurt me. See, I don't put poison in my body, such as meat. So my brain is not fucked up like yours. And I drink plenty of water. And if I don't drink water, I drink juice that's real juice. I'm nothing like you. I'm not fucked up inside with parasites. So when you're trying to send a curse my way, you're cursing your entire family. You're cursing your entire family. You are cursing your entire family all the way up to that White House. Tenfold, double that. My ancestry is strong. Fuck with me if you want to.
People with less than $100,000 and that own a red hat. Make sense of this for me. America first, but make sense of this for me. The front half of a senator that's running this country, there's a good joke about Elon being in the back half, is currently expediting refugees from South Africa to America with short and long-term housing while you're still poor. Before they helped you, like anybody with less than 100 grand is poor. You're still poor. I know you can, there's different levels. You're still in the group that is not their friend circle. Probably never will be. Likely will never be. Does it hurt or bother you that this group that's putting America first is now putting South Africans first, who, by the way, got there from where? They're actually Dutch, French, and German colonists. Make this one make sense to me. I feel like you can't just say, like, they're refugees, they need our help, because if that was the case, is it different because they're white? Just say that then. Just say that. What's that song by YG and Nipsey Hussle again? White people with less than $100,000 and that own a red hat. Make sense of this for me.
You know, they're trying to, Donald Trump swears he's going to bring back manufacturing. Well, you white South Africans, you're going to be working in there because we didn't go to college and universities to work at a warehouse. That's something I did when I was younger. I worked at Adidas for like a year or two, and I didn't work hard. I didn't let my clothes get dirty. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And I paid my own way to go to college. And after that, I never worked at another warehouse again in my life because I worked too hard to not work there. And when I worked, I didn't get dirty. And I got in good with the white older men that ran the place. So I didn't have to work hard. And I had a head supervisor. He was a lead. He was from Russia, a Caucasian man. I slapped him and still had my job. Yes, I did. I slapped him in his face and I still had my job. And it felt good. Don't fuck with me. You don't bother me and I don't bother you. Do you understand, MAGA? You don't fuck with me and I don't fuck with you. You respect me and I respect you. He disrespected me. I slapped him and I still had my job. And I probably was 20 years old at that time. You put your hands on me, you're going to regret it. So keep trying to throw curses through the screen because you're mad I'm talking about your Savior. Well, he's not my Lord and Savior. I will speak on thee when I want to. Bundy, what's your IQ? I bet it's not higher than Jasmine Crockett. No.
400 kilos of fentanyl since you've been here last 100 days, which saved, are you ready for this, media? 250 million lives.
Are you ready for this one, media? 2 billion people saved. I bet you didn't know that friendly neighbor of yours and his entire family doing fentanyl. And thanks to you, Mr. President, none of them will be dying this year. 258 million people. The entire population of the United States is 340 million people. This actually is not a political post. It's an arithmetic post. That's the number from 2022. 80,000. The crazy thing is, I bet you people in that room genuinely looked around.
MAGA believes her.
Pretty good. 258 million people saved. Also have to include this part.
They don't know what they're taking. They think they're buying a Tylenol or an Adderall.
What kid goes on the street to buy Tylenol? What world?
The lies the Republican Party tell. The MAGA Republican Party are ill in the mind.
Which saved, are you ready for this, media? 258 million lives.
Are you ready for this one, media? 2 billion people saved. I bet you didn't know that friendly neighbor of yours and his entire family doing fentanyl. And thanks to you, Mr. President.
The Republican cabinet just may be on it. They may be. The Republican cabinet likes to drink alcohol beverages while on the clock. And they lie consistently because who is their leader? Donald Trump, the compulsive liar.
Not America first. Like, please define America first in a way that says you should take sacks of cash from the Qatari royals who are behind Al Jazeera. It just isn't America first in any conceivable way. So back to the original question. Is this good for President Trump? Is it good for his agenda? Is it good for draining the swamp and getting things done? The answer is no, it isn't. It isn't. If you want President Trump to succeed, this kind of skeezy stuff needs to stop. And here's the thing. It's already
He's
having
a criminal. Trump is corrupt. It's not going to stop.
Trump crypto 3 days before taking office as president. Trump himself announced the Trump crypto on X and Truth Social. He described it as a meme coin, meaning it had no inherent value. It was just there for the kind of bleeps and giggles. The price spiked to a trading value of nearly $13 billion, making it the 19th most valuable cryptocurrency on planet Earth. And then it proceeded to plummet, like really, really dive. The project allegedly netted people associated with it, meaning the Trump organizations associated with the Trump crypto, some $350
hit the like button, please. Thank you.
80% of the outstanding supply of that meme coin is still held by insiders, presumably members of the Trump organization, which means that foreigners are buying a lot of the meme coin and then getting meetings with President Trump, VIP White House tours, and all the rest. This raises the question of influence peddling. If you basically buy a bunch of Trump meme coin and then funnel money to organizations associated with President Trump so you can have dinner with Trump, that doesn't look great. If you want President Trump's agenda to succeed, taking jets from Qatar is not the way. Taking real estate deals.
This guy was a 100% Trump supporter. But he, too, is sick of Donald Trump BS. Donald Trump is a criminal. He is the most corrupted person in this country. Do y'all not recall he has 34 felonies? And Letitia James got more for you, Donnie, because you're trying to come for her when she's an honest, hard-working citizen in this country, doing the right thing for the American people. She's coming for you more. You're going to have more felonies in those 34 felonies. Because right now, you're full of scandal and corruption. And Bundy is right along with you. She was a lobbyist for Couture. How did she become the Attorney General of the United States of America? Donald Trump filled his cabinet with nothing but corruption. So I'm going to read this to you. Trump is investigating Chicago public school program for black boys threatens to pull funding. He's going to pull the funding that's for the black public schools. We're not surprised, and we're not even worried about it, Donnie. Listen, boy, Donnie boy, we know who you are. We see you. We see you. And we're not afraid. We know you're racist. You've been that way. It's in your genes. It's part of your low IQ. Hold on.
Is available for,
hold on.
Is it true that the Social Security number of just about every single American is available for sale on the dark web?
That is a true statement. All of our personally identifiable information, name, date of birth, former addresses, Social Security
and
number,
Elon Musk has made it worse.
Can likely be purchased.
That's chilling.
Yeah, it's very much a way of our lives though right now.
And purchased.
Y'all can thank Elon Musk for this.
Yep, very affordable.
Is it true that the Social Security number of just about every single American
thank
is available
Elon
for
Musk
sale on the dark web?
That is a true statement. All of our personally identifiable information, name, date of birth, former addresses, Social Security number is available on the dark net and can likely be purchased.
That's chilling.
I'm gonna give you an idea how you know, because I've been getting emails saying that my information is being sold on the dark web. Well, Elon Musk, you indulge. You indulge. It's corrupt and are criminals.
Big news right now, the new Pope is making clear that press freedom is at the top of his agenda. He spoke today with a room of journalists calling for imprisoned journalists around the world to be immediately released, calling for the protection of press freedom, saying, quote, the precious gift of free speech and of the press must be protected. This comes at a time where the press is being attacked here in the United States of America and across the world. We saw MAGA influencers try to attack me and call for my prosecution merely because I
this is true.
Around the world, journalists are constantly imprisoned for speaking the truth, for sharing accurate news. And the Pope is now making clear that that is unacceptable and making a firm stand in one of his first addresses following his election. This is a significant development, and it's important now more than ever to stand with journalists here in America and across the globe. Spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, link to my bio, so subscribe for free and follow along for more. We have some big news right now. The new Pope.
That's good news. We needed that. Thank you, Aaron Partners.
Cuando crecía, mi madre siempre decía.
Some of y'all don't know Spanish, so I'm not going to play that.
Some huge news right now. The Episcopal Church has officially ended its partnership with the United States government to help resettle refugees after the United States government chose to make an exception to resettle white South African residents over other refugees. In a major letter issued just minutes ago, the Episcopal Church has decided to end this nearly 4 decades old relationship between the church and the federal government, citing its moral opposition.
It's more opposition, but Donald Trump is an immoral person. So I understand them separating. I do.
You hear that Trump flew in a bunch of new refugees? Wait, really? That's wonderful. Yeah, looks like you and Trump finally agree. I suppose we do. Who is granted refugee status? Some Africans? Which Africans? Some South Africans? Which South Africans? Okay, they were Afrikaners, the white minority group in South Africa that was responsible for apartheid. So what's the difference between those 54 Afrikaners and the Afghans who served alongside U.S. forces, whose resettlement was fully ready, but Trump stopped? There could be any number of things. Really? No, Trump is just profoundly racist. Yeah, he doesn't even hide it anymore. What do you think the new Pope is going to say about this? In 2020, Pope Leo XIV said, quote, "We need to hear more from leaders in the church to reject racism and seek justice," end quote. It is weird that I, as a Lutheran, align with the ethics of the Pope more than the leader of my own country. There are many parts in the body of Christ. Some are in the head, some are in the hands, some are in the feet. I love it when we Christians work together to proclaim God's liberating message. Well, I probably won't agree with Pope Leo on many things. It's good to have another Christian leader who is willing to fight against white supremacy. Congrats to Pope Leo XIV. Welcome to the fight. Hey, did you hear that Trump flew in a bunch of new refugees? Wait, really? That's wonderful.
Realize they're trying to spy on the president, right? You realize that they are going to use this gift of the 747 to spy on the communications inside Air Force One. This is why they say those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it, because I don't think enough people know about this.
The Soviets bugged the residence of W. Averill Harriman, the U.S. ambassador to the USSR. They concealed a listening device inside a carving of the Great Seal, which was presented to Harriman as a gift. For years, the Soviets listened in on conversations, undetected, until 1952.
When that Great Seal was gifted to the United States from the Soviet Union, we were allies. We were fighting together against Germany in World War II. But they still wanted to collect intelligence on us and did so for 7 years. The bug that was inside the Great Seal was there for 7 years before they found it. And so when I heard they were going to gift a 747 to the president, my first thought was, oh, they're going to bug it. And I guarantee you I'm right. As sure as I'm sitting here, I'm right. And where is our president heading right now? According to his Truth Social and
he's in Saudi Arabia.
To the Middle East. And Pam Bondi's already said that there's nothing wrong with this gift. Of course there's something wrong with this gift. It's corruption.
Again, she was a lobbyist for Qatar.
I need everybody to realize that they are going to collect intelligence on us from inside Air Force One, and this is not good. You can call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever the fuck you want. I held a top secret clearance. I worked in military intelligence for 13 years. I know how collection intelligence activities work. This 747 is a way to collect intelligence on the communications from inside Air Force One. Bye. You do realize that
Donald Trump, he just is a clear man that is a man of greed. And because he is a man of greed, he can't see through the smoke. He doesn't want to see through the smoke. He wants to have this jet when he leaves that White House. It will go to his library, and he will be using it once he leaves the White House. When that is gifted to the White House, it belongs to the White House. But because Donald Trump is corrupt, he plans on taking it with him when he's kicked out of the Oval Office. I'm gonna show y'all something. We're gonna get out of here after this, okay? One moment. It's got to do with Donald Trump and Epstein's relationship. Just a moment. I got to speed it up.
Mr. Director, you get arrested, don't you?
Yes, Senator.
Hold on. I got to speed this
that's
up so
called
we can get
equal
straight to the
treatment
point. We're not going to watch this whole
Yes,
video, okay?
You remember, Lee, the FBI had the laptop for 10 months, hadn't they?
They did, Senator.
So the FBI knew right before the election that it wasn't Russian disinformation, didn't they?
And that was confirmed by the Inspector General's report.
Yeah. Who at the FBI refused to let the FBI tell the American people the truth?
I don't have that name in front of me, sir.
Well, would you look?
I will, sir.
I'd like to know. I'd like a name, not a division. I'd like the name. Person with a brain and a beating heart.
Yes, sir.
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
He's not going to release it. He's one of Trump's flunkies.
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Senator, we've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects
A way that protects Trump.
victims and also
He's
doesn't
lying.
put out into the ether information that is irrelevant for production.
When
of
he
public
said
session
relevant, it's
CSAC.
to protect Trump.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Reed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Director. As you're well aware,
I just wanted to show you that part because we honestly do not know exactly how Epstein was unalived. I truly do not believe that that man took his own life. See, a narcissist is not going to take their own lives. The only way they will do it if they think it's going to put them in the right light instead of being a negative light. Epstein did not take his life. America, we are being lied to. As always. So I'm going to show you this right quick. We're going to get out here some more on the Epstein cover-up, okay? Even MAGA is mad. Can you believe that?
MAGA is pissed off again, but this time it's not over drag queens, gas stoves, or imaginary caravans. It's about the Epstein files. And now they're so desperate for answers, they've started attacking their own, blaming Trump allies like Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel.
Yeah,
for
because she
helping
didn't
cover
release
it all
the
up.
truth.
Did Jeffrey Epstein
She's a compulsive liar like Trump.
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When you
Patel is lying.
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Near future.
Sure, Jan.
You know,
The
just like how
same
Trump
thing
says
that
he'll
Bundy
deliver
said, and
promises
she
in.
never did it. Everything was redacted to protect the orange
We are
man.
coming out with that plan in 2 weeks.
Speaking of Trump, Patel and Bondi will release the Epstein files just as soon as they can scrub Trump's name from all of them.
They
Bondi is
redacted
already
the
giving
files
details
so
to
much
random
to
people, like a
protect
woman
Donald
pretending to
J.
be a
Trump,
nanny
the
who's
criminal,
really a
the
J.
34 count
Do you
felon.
know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. Very resident.
Okay.
So-
Any dates?
No, you know what it is? There's tons and thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So
You heard her? She says with little kids in the
And
videos.
then 9 days later, Bondi told reporters about Epstein's videos for the first time.
No, the FBI. Yeah, the FBI. They're reviewing. There are tens of thousands of videos of
And there's little
Epstein
kids in
with
those
children
videos,
or
y'all.
Child porn, and there are hundreds of victims, and no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently.
So
going
now it's
through
supposed
that.
to be
I
all
haven't seen that
stolen
statement,
now.
but I'll call him later and find out.
Her statement is what got MAGA influencers pissed off. like Kyle Becker. Let's add another victim. The millions of Americans who wonder if there are powerful elites implicated in this Epstein ring who are compromised and should be in prison, but the U.S. government
like Donald J. Trump.
Release what you know. It doesn't take this long to redact documents. I actually agree with Becker. This is not complicated. We deserve to know who is on the list. So if you have the files, then show them. Even Representative James Comer, the House Oversight Chair and Trump's biggest hype man, started sounding the alarm about a potential cover-up on far-right commentator Benny Johnson's podcast.
You know, my fear is, from what I've dealt with in investigations and in communication with this deep state apparatus, is they're probably in there shredding documents as we speak. So
he said his own party is shredding documents.
And you know, I hope
hit the like button, please. Thank you. He said his party is shredding documents.
I mean, she's relentless. She's persistent. She's pretty frustrated right now that these files haven't been released.
Let's just pause and appreciate that for a second. When even James Comer thinks that your team may be burning the evidence,
shredding documents,
completely lost the plot. Another Trump supporter said, "It's hard to defend this when the story keeps changing and nothing is coming out. I'm to the point where I don't even want to know about crimes that have been committed if there is going to be no justice served. It's monumentally demoralizing."
You're right, Alan. They have no brain.
President Trump really screwed up with appointing Bondi.
Thank you, King Alan.
I want to point out that it's not just Pam Bondi and Kash Patel who are dragging their feet over this. Donald Trump just recently gave an interview where he tried to gaslight his own base over the Epstein files.
There's a lot of
Donald Trump is guilty.
The Epstein files, Martin Luther King files, John F. Kennedy files. Some current and former FBI agents are saying, some of them telling me, that they feel the FBI establishment came out ahead in the standoff sort of with the New York FBI field office over releasing the records, and your Attorney General Pam Bondi demanding them, but
she's
not getting
covering for Donald Trump crimes.
Is that process still on track? I think that's one of the most often questions I've been asked the last couple of days, to release these records on Epstein, MLK, and JFK.
Well, Pam Bondi's done a phenomenal job.
Oh, she's done a phenomenal job covering for you, Donnie. You hear me, boy?
I haven't heard too much about it, but they could. But the bottom line is the records are getting out.
No, they're not.
The Kennedy records are
not the
out.
real
Those
records.
are the ones they really wanted to see the most, were the Kennedys.
No, they want to see Epstein, you fool.
I can't blame Trump's followers for being mad at him. I mean, he teased them for months with mass arrests, client lists, and draining the swamp, which I just want to point out.
Hey, Queen Victoria's one. Hello, everybody.
That's neither here nor there.
If you were president, would you declassify, you can answer yes or no to this, would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would you,
I did a lot of it.
He's a liar.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now listen to this.
Yes, I would. I think that less so, because you know, you don't know if you don't want to affect
He's
people's
such a
lives.
fat
There's
liar.
phony stuff in there, because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world.
Anyone with two brain cells to rub together knew that Trump's hesitation meant that there was no way he was going to release these documents for public consumption.
Because it'll tell on him.
Trump being in Epstein's circle, let's not forget, Donald Trump wasn't some peripheral figure in the Epstein story. He was on the flight logs. He was best friends with Epstein.
And I showed y'all those flight logs.
Constituents on different issues, but something I've heard that doesn't seem to be being covered are the Epstein files. These files were released, and like Donald Trump sort of all over this, right? There are pictures of him with Jeffrey Epstein. He's taking multiple
and
plane
children,
flights with
y'all.
Epstein,
What
with
about the
on
children?
He is in call logs with Epstein. One of the highest trending hashtags on Twitter right now is about Trump and Epstein. I'm not going to repeat the hashtag because we're in a dignified setting. But yeah, y'all might want to look at that, because that's highly disturbing. And again,
Donald Trump is corrupt.
Office.
It's a fact. He has 34 felonies.
In a civilian court.
What are you hiding, Dunny boy?
A separate court of 34 felonies.
What are you hiding, Bundy?
A lot of fun and said he liked younger women just like me.
What a creep.
That alone should be enough of a red flag to turn off any voter, but not for MAGA, which further exposes their hypocrisy. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath.
There will be more coming out about the Epstein files, and I'm going to have it for y'all. There will be more. And tomorrow, I'll probably go over those flight logs again, because I showed y'all those previously. I'm going to show them again tomorrow. I will do more research about this Epstein and Donald Trump situation. Although Bundy has redacted a lot. Bundy, why are you redacting things? Inquiring minds want to know. We, the American people, deserve to know the truth about Donald J. Trump. Him and his simple ways. That's not Christian-like at all, MAGA. Not at all. So we're going to get up out of here. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for coming to my live. I wouldn't have a channel without you all. Hit that like button before you leave up out of here. I love you. May God continue to bless each and every last one of y'all in my chat, even my enemies, MAGA. So I want y'all to know something. If anything happened to me, the MAGA Republican Party. I don't do drugs. So anything come out and say something about me and drugs, I don't do drugs. That's why I don't look my age. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Got a head full of healthy hair and a great body for a 51-year-old woman. My body look like it's 20-something years old. And my face don't have any wrinkles. I do not do drugs and I do not drink any type of alcohol beverages. So if anything ever happened to me, it's MAGA, the Republican Party. I love y'all. Enjoy your evening. Hit that like button before you leave out, and I will see you tomorrow, okay? I love you. Bye.